Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is John Paul Ryan. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Today, I'm going to feature the Madman from Mad Talk TV on my channel, and he's going to be talking about what Star Wars means to him. This is my continuing series of What Does Star Wars Mean to You? So first of all, let's just hear that clip.
What does Star Wars mean to me? Well, I think I would attack it in two different ways. I would start by talking about what I like about Star Wars, and then we'll get into more of the personal aspect of that question. And I guess I will also bring into that part of my answer what Star Wars used to be and why I liked it so much. It was a badass story, amazing visuals, and all these science fiction and fantasy elements involved, and it was always a story about heroes versus villains, good versus evil, and a story also about family and, family dynamics and so forth. Star Wars was always a movie franchise that impressed. You would sit there, you would be astounded by what you saw on the screen, all of these, and not to mention the best plot twist in the history of cinema. You would be astounded by the relationships, the characters, and the visuals and the fight scenes. Star Wars used to be cool. It was a story about power. Star Wars demonstrates a rise and a fall. Star Wars demonstrates a hero's journey. Star Wars has great villains, some of the best villains of all time, as well as some of the most heroic lead characters I have ever seen in a film. And the humor in Star Wars was always different. It was witty, it was dry, it was sarcastic. It's basically a fairy tale story dressed up with all of these amazing visuals and great characters. Princess Leia is the damsel in distress. She's the princess that they go to save, and she turns out to be much different than most storybook princesses. She could handle herself, and that was something that made Star Wars different. But also, Yoda is that character that they meet on the side of the road, as George Lucas said. And there is a dragon in Star Wars. There is a hero with a sword going to slay the dragon, but the dragon in this case happens to be Darth Vader and the Empire. So you can trace Star Wars back to ancient mythology. And because of that, these films expose a fundamental truth that we all realize deep down inside of us. And I love films. I love great movies. I love storytelling. When a story is good, it's good. And for me personally, Star Wars came first. I was introduced to Star Wars with Return of the Jedi. I watched the film on an old VHS cassette tape and on one of those box TVs, and I was enamored with the lore, with the characters, with the story. And in a way, it was my key into these kind of films, these fantasy science fiction films. Star Wars led to me seeing Indiana Jones. It led to me watching Star Trek for the first time this year. It was a part of my childhood, as I think it was for many of us. I think most of us had all the toys, the old Millennium Falcon, the Lego sets, and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it was a part of my childhood. Seen all the movies, seen all the TV shows, and played most of the video games. Star Wars for 40 years was grade A entertainment. It was the best of the best. So I guess that's my 2 cents. I appreciate it.
Alright, I gotta thank the Madman for sending in that clip, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to tell you guys what Star Wars means to me. Basically, look at a human life, your life, someone's life, as a beautiful painting, and it's got maybe mountains, sky, green grass as far as the eye could see, maybe it's a tropical setting, but the painting's kind of plain. It doesn't really have much to it. And when you add a catalyst to that painting, say a woman in a red dress or a sparkling new sports car, it kind of makes the picture more complete. So Star Wars to me is that thing that just made my life complete. The way I am when I'm creative, when I'm writing, when I'm making videos, when I'm writing songs, it's just always in the background. Seems like things without it just wouldn't be quite the same. We'd be living in some alternate reality if Star Wars didn't exist. So I've got this 1980 Yoda figure that my parents got me when I guess I was 3 or 4, and it's one of the few things I never lost when I moved internationally, moved from state to state, and I take that thing on airplanes, and I hate airplanes. I'm just really scared of them because I just have no control if something happens. But I take that Yoda with me as a good luck charm because I kind of make believe like if something happens to the plane, he could just lift it right back up in the air, and it kind of soothes my nerves. And I don't think there's anything in this world that could do that. So you guys let me know in the comments what Star Wars means to you. Although I've got like 4 or 5 other videos asking the same question. Go right ahead. And also tell me what you think of the Madman's clip specifically. This community is growing little by little. If you'd like to subscribe here, please click that subscribe button. I do special thanks, shout outs, love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.